Ready? Boom. Okay, we're ready to go. Here we go. Good morning, Mandy. Good to see you. All right, so I'm gonna open the quote plain vanilla. I'm gonna pour this direction because I'm right-handed. Okay, so I'm gonna pour a little bit in a spoon. It's like cough syrup, right? Okay. It's a light color. Can you see the color? It's a light color. It's not very dark. It would probably get darker a little for the vanilla, a little for me. There you go. A little for the vanilla, a little for me, because it is just booze, right? This is going to be reminiscent of Saturday's show where Cindy sipped way too many things. Okay, so we're going to smell. To me, it still smells like vodka. Maybe a little vanilla in there. Okay, now the taste. You ready? Whoa. Whoa. It's vodka. I mean, like, oh wait. There's the vanilla. It's very strong vodka. But then the vanilla hits the back of your throat. Oh, there it is. You know, this might be a good, like if you have a sore throat. I mean, I'm not good at doing shots of pure alcohol, so, yeah, but when it hits the back of your throat, suddenly, I mean, it's warm, that's because of this, but the warm, and then you kind of taste the vanilla. Okay, so not bad. Now, this is only 2 months. Remember that the least amount of time that you want your vanilla to sit is 2 months. But there are some people who do this all the time, and they keep them as long as 18 months. I was just wondering about this. Do you think I can make extract in a larger bottle and when done, put it in smaller bottles? Crystal, I think you could do that. The problem is when you move it to the smaller bottles, you're gonna have to put a vanilla bean in each of the smaller bottles, or it's not gonna continue that, you know. And really, if you're gonna deliver somebody homemade, there needs to be that vanilla bean. Yes, supposedly the vanilla flavor gets better and deeper with age, which is why you will have people who do this all the time say that you need to age it for anywhere up from a year to 18 months. I have the patience of a 2-year-old, so when it said the very least amount is 2 months, I'm like, okay, 2 months it is, mark it on the calendar. Okay, so that was our first. That was just plain old vodka and vanilla bean. So, number 1. Let's move to number 2. Number 2 was caramel vanilla. Now, this was a caramel flavored vanilla. I can't remember what brand. Okay, let me give one more shake. And now I'm gonna take the lid off. Oh, this smells delightful. I like this smell because it smells like caramel. Okay? Okay, here we go. The other thing I'm going to tell you is that first one, we used cheap vodka. I mean, it was cheap vodka. And quite frankly, when I taste that other one, it tastes like cheap vodka. Okay? So, like, I really prefer Grey Goose or maybe Absolute. I love Kettle One. But to make this, we use cheap vodka. I think I might, if I redo this, actually use a good vodka, okay? It's kind of like when you're cooking and you use wine. You shouldn't use the crappy wine. You should use wine that you would drink. Okay, let's do this again. It smells lovely. I got the caramel flavor. Okay, ready? Here we go. Oh, I like this. We could pour this over ice. This would be awesome in everything. I mean, if you like caramel flavor. Oh, yes. And you know, the same thing is happening when it hits the back of my throat. So here, it's kind of, oh, that's good. But then when it hits the back of my throat, there's like a little explosion of flavor. Okay, this is my favorite so far, caramel vodka. All right, let's move to the next one. The next one is spiced vanilla. Okay, now for the spiced vanilla, we use the vanilla beans and we use the Captain. Remember? The Captain. Spiced rum. Okay, ooh, over ice cream. Yum. All right, so this is Captain Morgan spiced rum and vanilla bean. Maybe I should have done the caramel one last, right? Because now the back of my throat just tastes like caramel. Okay, what does it smell like? It really smells like rum. I'm not really getting a good vanilla. Okay, we'll see. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Still smells like rum. Oh, whoa! It's liquor. Whoa! I'm not tasting the vanilla at all. No taste of vanilla in the spiced rum. So maybe that one needs to set longer. Good morning, Kimberly from Texas. Hey, Joan, good to see you. Drink water to cleanse my palate. I think I'll drink coffee to cleanse my palate. Thank you, Lori. I should have been doing that, right? Okay, our last one. Okay, so I'm kind of underwhelmed with the one I used, cheap vodka. The spiced rum, I think, needs to set longer than 2 months, okay? So I'm going to leave the one with the cheap vodka and the one with the spiced rum. I'll probably leave that in the box for another month, and then we may have another tasting to see what happens. Okay, the last one was an experiment. And I'm not certain, I have no idea what this is gonna taste like because, come on, I was just being goofy and weird. Remember when we, on Saturday, when we had all those drinks with rum chata? And just as a reminder, in case you weren't here, rum chata is as a liqueur based off of a rice milk drink from Mexico called horchata. And so horchata is rice milk and coconut, and it's got some great flavors. So rum chata is like horchata with rum in it, okay? Now, I was a little concerned. Oh. Okay, this has like the, because this has cream. So remember, you're not supposed to mix it with acid, which I didn't. I just put vanilla beans in there, but. Okay, so I'm gonna show you what happened. Look, there's a ring of milk there at the top because it has cream in it. So that's kind of gross. Let's do this. I'm not eating that part. Okay, that's what it looks like, see? Because that's not liquidy. Although maybe. Oh, it smells delightful. Nope, I'm gonna do it the way I did the other ones. Hold on, let me wipe that off. Okay, here we go. We're pouring. It's probably gonna look gross now that I saw that. Oh, look how thick it is. Oh, look at that. It's like ice cream. It's like melted ice cream. Okay. Oh, and you can't, I'll try to get as close as I can, but maybe, hold on, I don't know if you'll be able to see. No, camera sucks. I mean, the camera is bad. It has the little flecks of vanilla, and you can really see. It does not have to be refrigerated, Lori, even after you wash or open it. It does not have to be refrigerated. Vanilla doesn't. This smells delightful. Oh. Oh. Oh, okay. We are pouring just a little bit more of that on this spoon. I only made one of these because my rum chata was, look at this. I'm taking my coffee, giving it a stir. Okay, the rum chata one is awesome. Okay, rum chata and caramel vanilla get the 2 thumbs up. The other 2 are going back in the box. Oh, you can see the flecks. Okay, good, Lloyd. All right, so now what do we do with this? Obviously, I'm gonna put those 2 that I thought were just, I mean, really, they just taste like alcohol to me. I was really not getting a vanilla flavor all the way through, maybe a little at the back of my throat, but I really think those need to set a little longer. So I'm gonna put those back in the box. In another month, we'll take them out, we'll retaste them. I'm going to keep out my rum chata one, and that may be my coffee creamer for quite a while, because it is quite lovely. And I think today we will use the caramel vanilla. That's what I think we're gonna do. We're gonna use the caramel vanilla. I know, Lucy, after just keep, I took little bitty sips, not like on Saturday when I'm, ooh, this is good. Ooh, let me have another, yeah, it was bad. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna make, which you may say this is not a recipe and it's not really a make. This is a bubble mug. And I just have milk. Look at this, milk. Milk with a teaspoon of sugar in there, okay? I'm gonna add, well, I'm gonna heat it up first. Okay, so this is gonna go in the microwave. I don't know, however long you need to heat up your milk. Probably 30 seconds, maybe, do it in increments, just test the milk. And so this recipe, it's not really a recipe per se, but when our kids would say, I can't sleep, when they didn't feel good, when my kids didn't feel good, I always gave them hot tea. And so even to this day, when they don't feel well, they come downstairs and either they make it themselves or they'll say, Mom, would you make me hot tea? Instead of, drugs, take this, take that, it was hot tea. And that it calmed you, it made you feel good. And usually chamomile or something like that. Although, if all I had was Earl Grey, that's what you got. The thing we did with the kids when they couldn't sleep, we're like, I can't go to sleep, is we would give them a glass of warm milk. Now, you would think that's just milk, right? But, kids, especially when they were little bitty, didn't want just warm milk, right? Because that's just milk. So we would put a teaspoon of sugar in, right? And then after it's warm, so we put that sugar in the milk and then stick it in the microwave until it was warm, okay? Then, because that'll kind of melt the sugar in the milk. Then we take that out and then we'd put just a splash, right, of vanilla in there, and we called it warm vanilla milk, okay? All right, so here is our heated milk. Now, obviously, it's not too hot because we were giving it to the kids, so just a little warm. And I'm just gonna put a little bit, see, just a little bit, can you see that? I'm just gonna put a little bit in there and give it a stir. Oh. Okay, that's quite lovely, although I might use a little bit more. I know it's gonna turn out like Saturday, right? I'm gonna be singing to you soon. Warm caramel milk. Okay, this is to die for. You need some of this. So good. So the vanilla caramel vodka, milk, teaspoon of sugar, yum. Okay, so that's your first recipe for the day. Drink up. What do you think about that? You like that? Hearts? Likes? Yes? No? Maybe? You don't have to use regular milk. You could use, I suppose you could use almond milk or coconut milk or stuff like that. Okay, are you ready to move? Ready to move? Nobody's talking, so we're gonna move. Ready? We're gonna take our caramel vodka and we're gonna go to the stove because we're making something. You ready? Come on and go with me. Let's come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Okay, we're coming over here. All right, and you're going on the stove. I know I had the hangy thing, but I'm not really jazzy with the hangy thing. You gotta have the hangy thing going, whoops, at the whole time, and we're not doing that. Okay, I have a saucepan, right? I'm gonna need a bowl, and I don't know that I got the bowl. Fresh from farm milk, yum. Okay, there we go. All right, so let me hold on. I may need that milk. So good. I hope you try it. Say yes. Hey, Lori, it's okay that you're late again. Okay, so here's what we do. We're gonna use 2 cups of milk. Now, if you're making this, we're making homemade vanilla pudding. If you're doing this, I highly recommend that you use whole milk. If you don't have whole milk, but you have 2% milk, use like a cup of 2% and a cup of half and half. At least it makes it a little, you have a little bit more fat, okay? And then we're gonna turn on our burner. Now, we're gonna bring this to kind of a gentle boil. We don't want it to boil because, you know, milk's scorches on the bottom if the heat is too high or you're not attending to your milk. So that's one of the reasons you don't want to like blast this. This will take just a tiny bit longer. Anybody new today? Anybody, this is your first time on Cindy's Kitchen? please say hello and tell us where you're from so that we can all say hi to you. We can all say hi. Okay. In a bowl, let's see. We're gonna need, here, I'm using this bowl. Look, it matches my coffee cup. Okay, we're gonna need a half a cup of white sugar. So this is a half a cup of white sugar. See that? Hold on, let me get my, I'm using this today. Look at that. Okay, half a cup of white sugar. To this, we're gonna add a 1/4 teaspoon. So that's like the smallest one, 1/4 teaspoon. 1/4 teaspoon, no newbies, right? People are lurking. There are people on here who have not said good morning, right? 1/4 teaspoon of salt. I know it's always counterintuitive to put salt in sweet things, but we need it. Could you use raw sugar? Of course you can. Lori, that would be fine, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna cook it so that the sugar dissolves into the milk. So you certainly could use raw sugar. It's prettier, isn't it? I love the brown sugar. Okay, and then we're also gonna add 3 tablespoons, the big one, of cornstarch. Now, I don't know if you buy cornstarch in a box or this. I hate that stupid box. I'm forever digging in there and then I rip the thing. So I know this is probably a little bit more expensive, but so what I've done is when I buy the box, I just empty it into here. There you go. Melinda, you said hello though, so it's okay. Sheila, good morning. Where are you from, Sheila? Okay, 3. We need 3 tablespoons. And this is all going in our bowl, not our pan yet, okay? 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, and 3 tablespoons. I could have heated that up before you got here, but I want you to see how long it takes. Okay? All right, so here we have half a cup of sugar, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, and 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. Cornstarch. The cornstarch, you're like, why cornstarch? Because cornstarch is a thickener. Any kind of starch. Rice starch, cornstarch, potato starch. You can see those for people that can't do rice, may do potato starch. It's another, thing. So anyway, we're mixing that all together. South of Kansas City. Oh, Kansas City, here I come. That's not the way the song goes, but there's a song about Kansas City. Okay, we have to wait until, where's my doodle? Okay, we have to wait until bubbles start to form. So that means, and like I said, you need to give this a stir. That's the only bad thing about making homemade pudding. Here we are stirring at the stove, right? Okay, but that's okay. Want to see what I'm using? Look at that. Johanna's pattern. Oh, so pretty. That was my only concern about doing homemade pudding because, here you got to stand. Hello. Oh, would you like some more trivia? You have to tell me. More trivia or sit here and chitty chat? You tell me. Say trivia or chitty chat. You tell me. And I will stir and drink stuff flavored with caramel vodka vanilla. Yum. Yum. Tell me. Trivia. I told Kim I was going to make your rice pudding. Told her what was in it. Her reply was no. It is so good. Oh my gosh, it is so good. Hey, this is all that's left. I got to show you. Hold on. So remember, I made this pan and it was full of orzo pudding. Oh, trivia. Everybody wants trivia. Okay. This is what's left. That's all that's left. This tiny little doodah, that's what's left. Okay, let me get a spoon. Okay, and I have to have a raisin in there. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. It's all, look at that. Yum. Yum. Cold. She won't know it's orzo. Oh my gosh, look at that. And unlike rice, even if you cook your rice right, there's always still a bite to it. I cook the orzo all the way. It's just creamy and yummy and sweet and delicious. Lori, you should make it. It's so good. Oop, gotta stir. We're starting to get bubbles. I gotta turn this down a little bit. Okay, I got so into the... Now, once we get the bubbles, we're gonna add our sugar, our cornstarch, and our salt, okay? Just do a little bit at a time, and then use a whisk. I'm using my Danish batter whisk. If you're using a non-stick pan, do not use metal. You need a whisk that is not metal. Okay? Okay, so a little bit at a time, see? La la la. And then whisk in. Non-stick pans, I stopped buying non-stick pans because really, a friend of mine from church had posted the other day, wanting suggestions for non-stick pans that last forever. She would cook her at facility 12 disabled before oh. Well, so she likes to cook, right? This is so good though, that pudding. So good. Yesterday for lunch, I had 2 Scotch eggs. Oh, they were so good with the dippy sauce. And then for dessert, I had my little pudding. It was so good. Okay, and there's the last of it. Well, let me use my finger. Come out, wherever you are. There we go. Okay, so now I've stirred all this up and we're gonna dissolve it. We're gonna just keep cooking it until it thickens up, and it has to thicken up enough that, I'm gonna get this out. You see this? Or you could use the spoon, probably not the spoon I just ate off of, but either one. You want it to be able to coat the back. And we're not there yet. Oh, but we're awfully close. And that tastes awfully good already. Okay? So while I'm doing that, I'm going to do trivia. Ready? Because you asked. On this day in history, I love these. I used to do them on my Facebook page, my personal one, every day. Like, it was several years ago, but I used to do it all the time. And, but today is some interesting ones I thought were great. In 1856, Gail Borden, Gail is a man, not a girl, in case you were curious. Please finish your thoughts on the nonstick pans. Oh, I'm sorry. Squirrel. Anyway, she wanted a nonstick pan that lasts forever. Nonstick pans do not last forever. I don't care what the advertisement says. I don't care about any of that. They do not last forever. At best, if you're using rubber only on them and you're not putting them in the dishwasher or hand washing them, you're going to get 5 years. And that's from, I cook a lot. So, that's from somebody that cooks, right? Nonstick pans just don't last past 5 years. Now, if you don't cook very often, maybe. So there are good nonstick pans out there, but don't think they're gonna last forever, okay? And that's totally up to you, okay? All right, I don't know if it's considered nonstick. It probably is, but it's not Teflon or anything. This is the Rachel Ray brand stuff. I mean, it's fine, and I know I'm using metal in here, but I replace because I cook so much, even before you lovely people, I cook so much that I probably change out every 2 years. Like every 2 years, I ditch and get the new ones. Okay, hold on. Let me check the back of the spoon method. You ready? I'm sticking the spoon in there. Look at that. Back of the spoon. It coats the back of the spoon. Look at that. Okay? Yum. I could eat it just like that. Okay. Now we're going to take it off the flame. Off the flame. If you have an electric stove, that's hard. You got to move. If you have a gas stove, I love my gas stove. It's so hard to cook on electric. We used to go visit my mother-in-law. She only has electric. Oh, I hate cooking on electric. It's a whole different world. Anyway, if you have gas, turn it off. You can leave it there. Otherwise, turn off your electric and move, okay? Now we're going to add a tablespoon. Well, hold on. I probably didn't get enough off of that. A tablespoon of butter, probably unsalted, but it doesn't really matter at this point. And our caramel vanilla, okay? I'm getting back to trivia, don't worry. We're gonna use our caramel vanilla. Now this recipe calls for 1 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm almost tempted to put in a tablespoon, but we're gonna use a teaspoon because we're gonna follow the direction, okay? Now, do you wonder, does anybody wonder, although I'm sure one of you has the answer, why don't we just toss the butter and the vanilla in there while it's cooking? I'm an accident making it happen. I know, me too. Where's my doodle? Oh, there we go. Why don't we just put the butter and the vanilla in there while it's cooking and then no. I'm gonna tell you why. the first reason for the butter is the butter gives no eggs. Isn't that awesome, Joanne? Yes, no eggs. That's why I like this recipe. Because you know, if you have eggs, you have to temper and back and forth, and no, that's not for me. Simple. Okay, I'm just stirring until I've melted all the butter. The butter gives it a sheen. It gives it a really pretty gloss. And so if you put it in there while it's cooking, it doesn't do the same thing. The chemical reaction. Oh. Okay. So now you have a couple of options. Oh, and the vanilla. Why don't we put the vanilla when we do all that? Well, as you know, because we've made homemade vanilla, right? We've made homemade vanilla. All it is liquor and vanilla beans. That being said, when you apply liquor to heat, or you apply heat to liquor, right? The alcohol burns off, right? So then you're left with nothing. And because the alcohol burns off, the vanilla flavor necessarily burns off with it. So it's much less effective, and you wouldn't necessarily get all of the flavors that you would normally. Okay, so I was looking for, no, I don't see it. You know, I have way too many things in the spice cabinet and I never find anything. So this is the cheap vanilla, and it says it has water. Did you see us put water in ours? No. Sugar. Did we put sugar in ours? No. Caramel color? No, we didn't do that. Propylene glycol, ethyl, vanillin, not vanilla, vanillin, which is synthetic, and then artificial flavor. That's what, if you buy it at the grocery store, that's what's in here, okay? That's their vanilla. And it's not cheap still. We made our vanilla with just, this one was caramel, vodka, and vanilla beans. 2 vanilla beans in there, cut up. And that's it. And in 2 months, that tastes pretty good, right? So, I'm not saying make homemade vanilla. Well, maybe I am. Maybe I am saying make homemade vanilla. Okay, now you have some options here. Hold on, I'll be right back. I want to get a cool bowl. Hold on, I'm coming. Hold on. La, la, la. Okay. So now you have your option of what you're going to pour this up in. It's the crappy vanilla, I know. Use a, you know who, how she says, use a good vanilla. And I always made fun of her, but now I'm not making fun of her anymore. Okay, so now you have an option of, I'm using the measuring cup just so I can pour and I won't make a mess. Okay, look at this. Hold on. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. So if you have little ramekins or small bowls, I just think that looks gorgeous. Doesn't that look gorgeous in there? And then you can put these in the refrigerator and let them set up. Okay, so that's an option. Or, your other option is this, because you need to taste it, right? It's hot. Oh my, that's not like anything you'll ever taste. There is nothing, there is no pudding that you have ever had that tastes just like this. And quite frankly, I like warm pudding. Obviously, it's gonna continue to set up. It's gonna continue to thicken. And especially if you put it in the refrigerator, okay? Let me finish my trivia, shall we? I had fun trivia, and I don't want you to go away until the trivia is here. Did I tell you about Gail Borden? I started and didn't. Gail was a guy, right? 1856, Gail Borden was granted the U.S. patent for condensed milk. He invented Gail Borden, like Borden Dairy, right? Hey, Laurie. Oh, Denise, thank you. 2 squash casseroles. They were delicious. I know, aren't they? I love them. Yum. Anyway, so the Gail Borden, 1856. He developed the recipe in 1853. Condensed milk, just in case you were wondering. In 1913, candy manufacturer Clarence Crane registered Lifesavers trademark. Oh, so that's when he invented the hard candy in 1912. Here we go. 1919, which was the year my grandfather was born. Also the year of the last pandemic. Something. What was it? What's the flu? No. I swear I have mad cow disease. I can't remember anything. Anyway, that was when that pandemic hit. What's the pandemic? Everybody wants to make comparisons to that one to this one. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so in 1919, William Ward registered the hostess trademark. So there you go, Spanish flu. There you go, thank you very much. I tell you, I'm losing my marbles. 1960, this has nothing to do with cooking, but I thought it was fun. The USSR, which doesn't exist anymore, launched Sputnik 5 into Earth's orbit, carrying, I don't know if you remember this, it's not the bubonic plague. No, it was the Spanish flu. 2 dogs, 40 mice, 2 rats, and a variety of plants. The capsule successfully returned to Earth the next day. It doesn't say if all the animals were alive, but I'm guessing they were. You're welcome, Joan. Bubonic plague, somebody in California tested positive for plague. First time in 5 years, but I don't know if it was bubonic. There's 3 types of plague. Bubonic, there's one that starts with an S. I can't remember. Anyway, 1996. Here's the funny one. Are you ready? Oh, look at me. Time. 1996. Miss Universe was told to lose 27 pounds or lose her crown. She would not be eating pudding, would she? Lose 27 pounds, Missy, or lose that crown. Look, she's taunting me in the back. And my favorite one, because of Saturday, go away. I'm not done. Go away. Because of Saturday, we did the tribute to Julia Child's birthday. In 2002, the Smithsonian Museum of American History in Washington, D.C. put the kitchen of legendary cook Julia Child on display. Child had donated the kitchen from her Cambridge home of 32 years, and it had been disassembled and moved to the Smithsonian. How cool is that, right? If you wanted to see it, like if you've never been there, if you watch that movie, Julia and Julia, at the very end of the show, she actually goes to the Smithsonian and looks through all that. She's larking, I know. So what did we do today? We checked all our vanilla. And we decided that, I decided that the vodka and the spiced rum needs to marinate a little bit more, but we like the rum chata one and we love the vanilla caramel one. We took the vanilla caramel one and we made warm milk, which was just a mug of milk with a teaspoon of sugar, and you don't have to put the sugar in there, but I make this for my kids, and like a half a teaspoon or teaspoon, however much you want, of the caramel vodka vanilla. And then we took our caramel vodka vanilla and mixed it all together to make this glorious pudding. Oh, look at that glorious pudding. You're jealous, I know. This will go in the refrigerator and it'll set up. Although I may have a bowl of warm pudding. That's what I'm going to do. I may have a big bowl of warm pudding. And that's our show for today, right? I have some maybe sad news, or maybe, I don't know. Cindy's Kitchen will be closed for the next 2 days. We're closing the kitchen for the next 2 days. So no show because we're taking Little Bit to college. Boo-hoo. That's right. We're driving Little Bit to college and unpacking her, and then we'll come back the next day. But of necessity, we will not be available at 11 o'clock. And so therefore, Cindy's Kitchen is closed the next 2 days. Please feel free to go on our YouTube channel, watch some reruns if you miss me. I don't know if you'll miss me, but watch some reruns. Go back and look at old videos. Again, Cindy's Kitchen. Just subscribe, hit the notification button, and as soon as we upload a new one, you get notified. So, from my kitchen to your kitchen, I hope your day is filled with the glorious, sensual scent and flavor of vanilla. And because of that, and all my travel schedules, I will see you again on Saturday. Have a great day. Think about me in the next 2 days. I'll be thinking of you. Mwah! Bye-bye.